Pilots, welcome back to Motion RC. You're here today with your pilot Ryan. On the bench I have the E-Flite Rare Bear we sell with a little repair. I'm using our Beacon Foam Tack foam finish. This stuff is great for nicks and dents and repairs on foam planes, EPP, styrofoam, any kind of foamy plane that you can think of. It dries white when it's thick. When it's thin, it dries clear, but once you've sanded it up, you can see kind of you've got that white film again. This stuff dries nice and hard. I think it would be great also for like brushing on to wingtips. If you're worried about scuffing up wingtips and getting them, roughed up. Concrete's very abrasive, as some of you may know, on these airplanes coming in and scuffing a wingtip. So with the Rare Bear, you can kind of see the main offender here is this big gash. So I've been filling it a few times, basically sanding in between coats. What I've done is fill it this way as well. And I'm using just like packaging material, just the cardboard that comes on packages. You can use your credit card, spatula, foam brush, but just like drywall kind of. I mean, less is more. So if the neater you put it on, the less sanding you're going to have to do, the less likely you are to get through the paint and mess up, the finish. This stuff is hard. I mean, it's really cool. So I'm going to open it up and put on another pass and walk away. Now that I'm through the thicker part of the repair, this they say 6 to 8 hours for fully dry, but I've been able to like put this stuff on and then come back to it 30 minutes, 40 minutes, as long as it wasn't like really deep, and work it. So use a fine grit sandpaper. I'm using 120. I think 100 or 80 would also be fine. Finer is better. It's going to be less aggressive, and it is just foam. So that's what it looks like after repair. So, if you don't want to live with that, be prepared to cover it up, paint it, something. But, gosh, neat stuff. So, I've already sanded it. Knock the high points down. So when I put my next coat on, there isn't any chatter. This is the kind of stuff that happens when you skip off the ground at 100 miles an hour. The whole front end just came off and blasted, the side here. The thing was moving so fast it jumped up in the air about 30 feet and I was still able to fly it down. Crazy. Foam tack, foam finish. This stuff is great. This and that foam tack adhesive, everything that Beacon makes, I want to have in my toolbox. I am loving this stuff. Go ahead, I dare you. Funny, right? Okay. So as you can tell, I've already put some on here, a couple times even. And I don't know if you can make out what that's looking like, but it's just a paste. Very, very nice, easy to use. And I just really enjoy using this kind of stuff for putting this on. So let me come over the top of it here and see what I can do to show you. I'll work the bottom later. I'm just going to work this that you guys can see right now. So, I'm simply just dipping in and getting some on my knife, so to speak. And then just spreading it on. Just trying to fill that gap. It was very deep. With the exception of this deep gash, I'm done. The minor stuff is covered and filled quite nicely. I know I'm probably in the way. And just put the excess back in the, and then check your work, you know. Make sure it's clean. There's no like edges, really rough. The more you get off, the less you have to sand. So, I mean, that was it. That's just a nice little pass on the big gash. Let's see if I can't also show you working the bottom a little bit. So you can see my stuff that I just put on is not dried, or obviously hadn't been sanded yet either, so it's really white. And then the old stuff is kind of yellowish white. Again, just dipping in here a little bit, and there was another kind of bigger gash right there to fill it up, and right here. This stuff cleans up with water. I think it's excellent. I'm going to put it on wingtips of certain planes. Very neat stuff. It's a little hard to work here for the camera, but I'll do the best I can. And while it's not dry, I'm going to go ahead and I can just wipe it off that plastic. And I can clean that up with water, slightly damp paper towel or whatever. And again, I mean, guys, be prepared to do some painting, but that looks pretty nice. I mean, this was rough, and it really is filling it quite well. And as thin as this has gone on today, I could easily come back and work on this in a half hour or so, no sweat. Well, pilots, that's it. It's as easy to use as that. Foam tack, foam finish. There's nothing left to do but a final sanding and cover it up with paint. Very easy to use. You use a foam applicator, a spatula, a credit card, some cardboard throwaway from a package of Velcro. Beacon Adhesives makes a lot of great stuff. Foam tack, foam finish, great for repairs on dents and dings. I think wingtips as well. Just kind of brush some on. It's very hard. And if it's thin, it's going to be virtually clear until it gets scuffed. Very good stuff. Get yours at Motion RC. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel. We'll see you on Facebook, Google+, and as always, please feel free to stop by the Hobby Squawk forums and jump in the conversations going on there. This is your pilot, Ryan. We will see you next time. Thanks a lot.